Part 2 of Bridgerton Season 4 dives headfirst into the consequences of decisions made in the first half, and the stakes have never been higher. Secrets that were carefully hidden now threaten to surface, and the ripple effect of past choices begins to shape the lives of every character. The tension between desire and duty intensifies as characters navigate the dangerous waters of society, where one misstep can ignite a scandal that spreads like wildfire. Balls, dinner parties, and quiet parlors become arenas where the smallest gestures are scrutinized, and even a fleeting glance can carry the weight of suspicion or jealousy. The season thrives on these subtle yet powerful moments, showing that in the world of Bridgerton, drama is rarely loud. It is woven into every interaction, waiting for the perfect moment to explode. Romantic tension escalates across multiple storylines, with established relationships tested by misunderstandings, rivalries, and new temptations. Anthony faces a series of emotional challenges that force him to confront his deepest fears about love and loyalty. His decisions are complicated by the arrival of unexpected rivals and the lingering consequences of earlier heartbreaks, creating a delicate balancing act between his desires and his responsibilities. Daphne and Simon, meanwhile, encounter obstacles that challenge the very foundation of their relationship, reminding viewers that love alone cannot protect anyone from the pressures of society or the impact of hidden truths. Every whispered conversation, every subtle misstep carries significance, and the consequences are often far-reaching and unpredictable. Part 2 also introduces fresh plot lines that expand the world of Bridgerton and raise the dramatic stakes. Mysterious new characters arrive with motives that are unclear, stirring intrigue and tension. Their interactions with established characters are charged with uncertainty, as alliances shift and loyalties are tested. The delicate balance of trust within families, friendships, and romantic partnerships is threatened, and characters are forced to make choices that may alter their futures permanently. Even seemingly minor actions can trigger a chain reaction of events, illustrating the intricate cause and effect structure that defines Bridgerton's storytelling. This sense of unpredictability keeps viewers on edge, as no one is safe from the unfolding drama and every moment feels significant. The season amplifies suspense by exploring the consequences of long-buried secrets. Characters who believed they had controlled their fates are confronted by the reality that society rarely forgets or forgives. The pressure to maintain appearances, coupled with personal desires, creates an ongoing tension that drives the narrative forward. Moments of intimacy and trust are juxtaposed with deception and betrayal, reminding viewers that the world of Bridgerton rewards cunning and punishes carelessness. This duality, the interplay between love and scandal, loyalty and ambition, forms the core of Part 2, as characters navigate the challenges of a society that scrutinizes every detail of their lives. Secrets, once hidden behind polite smiles and graceful manners, now threaten to surface, creating suspense that permeates every scene. Conflict in Part 2 is not limited to romance, family dynamics, societal expectations, and personal ambitions intersect in ways that create dramatic tension on multiple levels. The Bridgerton siblings must confront their own flaws while supporting one another through crises, highlighting the complexities of family loyalty and individual growth. Rivalries, both old and new, add layers of unpredictability as characters compete for influence, affection, and social standing. Even moments of celebration, balls, soirees, or intimate gatherings carry an undercurrent of tension as characters maneuver strategically to protect secrets, assert power, or win favor. This intricate interplay of relationships ensures that drama is always present, whether in public or behind closed doors, keeping viewers engaged and invested. Finally, Part 2 intensifies the emotional stakes by exploring the consequences of past decisions. Characters who once acted impulsively or out of desperation now face the results of their choices, with far-reaching implications for love, reputation, and family. New alliances form, old rivalries resurface, and previously hidden truths threaten to upend carefully constructed lives. The season emphasizes that in Bridgerton, no action exists in isolation, and every choice reverberates through the social fabric, affecting multiple storylines simultaneously. Suspense is heightened by the awareness the characters must navigate. A world where trust is fragile, desires are complicated, and consequences are unavoidable. Part 2 promises to deliver not just romance and glamour, but a thrilling, emotionally charged exploration of intrigue, ambition, and the delicate dance between secrecy and revelation, ensuring viewers remain captivated until the very end. As the countdown to Bridgerton Season 4 Part 2 continues, fans are eagerly watching for every official announcement, social media teaser, and subtle hint dropped by the cast and creators. Netflix has confirmed that the continuation of the season will stream exclusively on its platform, giving viewers a front-row seat to the unfolding drama without interruption. The release date, finally revealed, has sparked excitement across fan communities, with discussions swirling about how the remaining episodes will resolve lingering storylines. Each new update feels like a promise of indulgence in a world where romance, scandal, and ambition collide, reminding audiences why Bridgerton has become a global phenomenon. The timing of the release is also strategic, set to capture viewers' attention during a period when the appetite for dramatic period storytelling is at its peak, ensuring that the return of the Bridgertons is met with anticipation and fanfare. The announcement of the streaming date does more than provide a schedule. It sets the stage for speculation and excitement. Fans have begun to revisit key moments from Part 1, rewatching episodes to catch hints of unresolved tension, subtle glances, and foreshadowing that may come to fruition in Part 2. Every character's storyline is being analyzed, from Anthony's romantic dilemmas to Daphne and Simon's enduring trials, with audiences debating what twists await. Social media platforms are abuzz with theories about new alliances, possible betrayals, and the secrets that may finally surface. Even minor details such as a passing comment, a mysterious character glance, or a new costume are scrutinized for clues illustrating the level of engagement Bridgerton inspires. The official release date now acts as both a focal point for anticipation and a catalyst for community discussions that deepen fans' connection to the story. Streaming exclusivity on Netflix also allows for a global audience to experience Bridgerton simultaneously, creating a shared cultural moment. Fans from different parts of the world can discuss, speculate, and celebrate in real time, making the release not just an event, but a communal experience. This interconnected excitement fuels even more interest in the characters, plot twists, and lavish world the series presents. Anticipation is heightened further by trailers and promotional materials, which hint at dramatic developments without revealing the full story. Each teaser image, scene snippet, or cryptic social media post is carefully crafted to spark curiosity, ensuring that viewers feel the weight of both expectation and suspense as the premiere approaches. The combination of precise marketing, strategic timing, and fan engagement ensures that Part 2's release is more than just another drop of episodes. It is a carefully orchestrated cultural event. Beyond the official release information, Part 2 also builds anticipation through the promise of deeper exploration of characters' motivations and the consequences of previous actions. Fans are particularly excited about how unresolved tensions from Part 1 will play out. Anthony's choices, Daphne and Simon's evolving relationship, and the emergence of new characters all create speculation about alliances, rivalries, and emotional outcomes. Each plotline teased by trailers or promotional clips invites viewers to imagine how secrets will be exposed, love will be tested, and social maneuvering will escalate. The combination of familiar faces, unresolved drama, and the thrill of new characters ensures that anticipation is not only about watching the story continue but about predicting the unexpected twists that will inevitably arise. The release date also gives fans a timeline to prepare for emotional investment. Discussions about costumes, settings, and choreography in the upcoming episodes add layers to the anticipation. The lavish sets and intricate period detail which have always been a hallmark of Bridgerton, are expected to play a significant role. In Part 2, creating not only a visual feast, but also emphasizing the social constraints and grandeur that shape the characters' lives. These details make the return of the series feel immersive, transporting viewers to a world where every glance, word, and gesture has weight. The release date is not merely a calendar note, it symbolizes the moment when the tensions, romances, and rivalries that have simmered through Part 1 will finally be explored, providing payoff surprises and the continuation of the stories fans have grown deeply invested in. As the streaming day approaches, excitement reaches fever pitch. Speculation about potential twists, unexpected romances, shocking betrayals, or long-awaited revelations dominates fan conversations. Everyone is eager to witness how characters navigate the intricate web of love, loyalty, and societal expectations. The release date transforms. The streets in Season 5 no longer feel familiar, even to the people who once ruled them. The promo makes it clear that the balance of power has shifted, and the old rules no longer protect anyone. New faces move with confidence, testing limits and pushing boundaries, while old players struggle to keep their grip. Nothing feels stable, every corner carries risk, and every deal feels temporary. The streets aren't waiting for permission anymore. They're changing on their own, forcing everyone to adapt or disappear. Season 5 treats the streets as a living force that doesn't care who you are or what you've built. Law enforcement also plays a different game this time. Instead of loud raids and fast moves, the pressure comes quietly. The promo hints at patience, long-term plans, and slow traps that tighten over time. This kind of threat is harder to fight because you don't always see it coming. People start watching their words, second-guessing their allies, and questioning every move they make. Fear doesn't arrive in chaos. It arrives in silence. Season 5 shows how this constant pressure wears people down, pushing them to make mistakes just to breathe for a moment. The streets become a place where stress never fades, even when nothing is happening. What makes this shift dangerous is that violence becomes less emotional and more strategic. Acts that once came from anger now come from planning. The promo suggests that survival requires thinking several steps ahead, and hesitation can be deadly. The streets reward those who move first and punish those who wait too long. This creates a world where trust disappears fast and paranoia becomes normal. People stop asking if someone is dangerous. They assume everyone is. Season 5 shows how this mindset changes behavior, turning everyday moments into potential threats. As the streets evolve, they begin to reflect the characters themselves, harder, colder, and less forgiving. The promo doesn't glamorize this world. It exposes how empty power feels when it's built on constant fear. There is no peace, only brief pauses between conflicts. Season 5 presents the streets as a test that never ends, where every decision adds pressure and every mistake leaves scars. In this environment, survival isn't about strength alone. It's about knowing when to move, when to hide, and when to accept that the streets will always demand more than they give back. The streets in Season 5 no longer feel familiar, even to the people who once ruled them. The promo makes it clear that the balance of power has shifted, and the old rules no longer protect anyone. New faces move with confidence, testing limits and pushing boundaries. While old players struggle to keep their grip, nothing feels stable. Every corner carries risk, and every deal feels temporary. The streets aren't waiting for permission anymore. They're changing on their own, forcing everyone to adapt or disappear. Season 5 treats the streets as a living force that doesn't care who you are or what you've built. Law enforcement also plays a different game this time. Instead of loud raids and fast moves, the pressure comes quietly. The promo hints at patience, long-term plans, and slow traps that tighten over time. This kind of threat is harder to fight because you don't always see it coming. People start watching their words, second-guessing their allies, and questioning every move they make. Fear doesn't arrive in chaos. It arrives in silence. Season 5 shows how this constant pressure wears people down, pushing them to make mistakes just to breathe for a moment. The streets become a place where stress never fades, even when nothing is happening. What makes this shift dangerous is that violence becomes less emotional and more strategic. Acts that once came from anger now come from planning. The promo suggests that survival requires thinking several steps ahead, and hesitation can be deadly. The streets reward those who move first and punish those who wait too long. This creates a world where trust disappears fast, and paranoia becomes normal. People stop asking if someone is dangerous. They assume everyone is. Season 5 shows how this mindset changes behavior, turning everyday moments into potential threats. As the streets evolve, they begin to reflect the characters themselves, harder, colder, and less forgiving. The promo doesn't glamorize this world. It exposes how empty power feels when it's built on constant fear. There is no peace, only brief pauses between conflicts. Season 5 presents the streets as a test that never ends, where every decision adds pressure and every mistake leaves scars. In this environment, survival isn't about strength alone. It's about knowing when to move, when to hide, and when to accept that the streets will always demand more than they give back. Season 5 uses symbols and quiet moments to say more than loud action ever could. The promo leans heavily into darkness, not just in lighting, but in meaning. Darkness represents uncertainty, fear, and the loss of clear direction. Characters are often shown alone, even when others are nearby, which reflects how isolated they have become inside their own choices. Space between people matters. When characters stand far apart in a frame, it signals emotional distance, broken trust, and unspoken tension. Season 5 relies on these visual hints to show that connection is fading, even among those who once stood together. Fire appears as another strong symbol throughout the promo. It represents destruction, but also transformation. Fire doesn't ask permission, it spreads, consumes, and leaves permanent marks. This mirrors how violence and power move through the characters' lives. Once something is burned, it can't return to what it was before. Season 5 uses this idea to show that certain choices cannot be undone, even when characters try to fix their mistakes. The damage remains. Fire becomes a reminder that survival often requires burning bridges. Relationships and parts of yourself, mirrors and reflections also play an important role in the tone of the season. The promo hints at characters facing versions of themselves they no longer recognize. Reflections suggest self-awareness, but also denial. People see who they are becoming, yet still struggle to accept it. Season 5 shows this inner conflict without long speeches, a look held too long, a pause before action, a moment of hesitation that quickly disappears. These small details show how characters are slowly losing the fight between who they were and who they need to be to survive. Isolation is one of the most powerful themes driving this season forward. Even characters surrounded by power and protection appear emotionally alone. The promo avoids showing comfort or safety. Instead, it focuses on silence, stillness, and moments where no one speaks because the truth is too heavy. Season 5 uses these symbols to make one thing clear. Power separates people. The higher someone rises, the fewer people they can trust. In the end, the promo suggests that the most dangerous part of this world is not the violence itself, but what it turns people into when no one is left to truly see them. Season 5 is not just another chapter in the story of crime and survival. It is the moment where the meaning of everything finally becomes clear. The promo frames this season as a turning point where characters stop asking what they want and start facing what they have create. Every action from the past now carries weight, and nothing feels accidental anymore. This season is about ownership. Owning choices, owning damage, and owning the future that those choices have locked into place. There is no space left for denial. And the story makes sure the characters feel that pressure at every step. At the center of this shift is Kanan, who is no longer shaped by events, but shaping them himself. The promo suggests that he has crossed a mental line that cannot be undone. He is not driven by anger or confusion anymore, but by clarity. That clarity is dangerous because it removes doubt. Season 5 shows Kanan understanding the cost of the life he lives and choosing it anyway. This is the season where his identity becomes fully formed, not as a victim of his environment, but as a product of his decisions. The story makes it clear that this is the bridge between the boy we met and the man we already know he will become. Legacy becomes one of the strongest forces pushing the story forward. Characters are no longer thinking about tomorrow, but about what they leave behind. The promo hints that every move is about influence, memory, and survival beyond the present moment. For some, legacy means control. For others, it means escape. But Season 5 shows that legacy is never clean. It carries blood, regret, and unfinished business. The choices made now will shape lives long after the current power struggles end. Whether the characters live to see it or not, Season 5 also confronts the idea of freedom and whether it is even possible in this world. The promo suggests that power promises freedom but delivers chains. Characters chase control, believing it will give them peace, only to realize it demands constant sacrifice. This season is about that realization hitting hard. There are no easy victories, no clear heroes, and no clean endings waiting. What exists instead is a path that leads forward whether the characters are ready or not. Season 5 doesn't ask who will win, it asks who will survive long enough to understand what winning really costs. Season 5 moves toward its ending with a heavy sense of inevitability, as if every road now leads to the same dark place. The promo carries the feeling that the story has already been written by the choices made long ago, and all that remains is watching it unfold. There is no rush, no panic, just a quiet pull toward consequences that can no longer be avoided. This season treats the ending not as a sudden event, but as something slowly closing.